let a few more people come in, and then we're going to get right down to it because this needs to be discussed and it needs to be called out. And if I'm the only one that's going to call it out correctly, then so be it. All right, enough of the waiting. Y'all see this picture on your screen, right? This is, of course, from Saturday, and this is via Instagram. Kennedy Clark is the young lady on the left, and you know who's on the right. That is Kennedy Carter, I beg your pardon, is the young lady on the left from the Chicago Sky. And you know the young lady on the right-hand side of the picture. That is Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever. These two teams met this past Saturday, and the Fever came away with a 71-70 win. Our Jizzle with the super chat. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you guys a favor. If you can make your donations to Cash App, you see the ID on your screen. I'll put it in the chat. That will be very appreciated because I want to do something special for my wife this weekend. And I need the help that way. And I also want to help with some things around the house, like put some gas in my wife's car for next week and a few other things. So if y'all can help via Cash App, that would be totally appreciated. In fact, I'll make this banner exclusively for Cash App. But here we go. Kennedy Carter said the following quote, and that's that on that, because I'm reading this verbatim, beside 3-point shooting, what does she bring to the table, man? How about an audience? How about eyes? How about asses in the seats? How about the fact that one player, just one player, has made everything possible? Speaking of possible, Adric, the first one in here, he says it's on. Yes, it is. The jealousy is so real for Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. So real to the point where I ask a question.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
Because that's what the WNBA is doing. They are fucking up the bag. I've said this for every episode, and I will continue to say it until it gets changed, which tells me it's not going to get changed anytime soon. You want to talk about something being royally fucked up? This bag is one of them. They are allowing players to intentionally try to hurt Caitlin Clark. And the WNBA is doing nothing about it except fines and people walking back comments and things like that. And Kennedy Carter's not going to walk this back. I guess the WNBA fails to realize what Caitlin Clark has done for the league and what she will continue to do for the league as long as she remains healthy. But you got folks like Kennedy Carter who called Caitlin Clark a bitch before she walked up to her and gave her a shoulder block. And sent Caitlin Clark to the turf. How long is this going to go on? Oh, I am sorry about that. I am so sorry about that, folks. I pushed a button I shouldn't have pushed. How long is this going to go on? I've got to say it aloud. I've got to say it aloud. How long is this going to continue? How long is this going to last before someone finally steps up and Caitlin Clark's defense, which should have been her teammates? I mean, you're playing a great game. Damn the technical fouls. This is about protecting your teammate. And this is about the WNBA protecting their star player, their superstar player, their megastar player. And none of that is happening right now. None of that is happening. And what really irks me is that none of it is going to happen, at least from where I'm sitting. For all the folks who are tuning in, I thank you for tuning in. And if you can make a donation via Cash App so I can show my wife a good time this weekend and help put some more groceries in the house, that would be very, very much appreciated. But how does this continue to happen? I don't want to think that they've had it in for Caitlin Clark since minute one. But I'm beginning to think that they've had it in for CC since minute one. The jealousy and the gynocracy is very real. And frankly, it's pissing me off. And the reason it's pissing me off, I've loved women's basketball since 1982. I'm dating myself, I know, but hey, it's a truth. I've loved women's basketball since 82. And a hard foul like that just contributes to the racial divide that's going on. And, well, let's be frank, to the orientation side that's going on. It's like since minute one, the players are saying, how dare you be heterosexual and come into our league? I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it plainly. And if I get yelled at for this, then so be it. I get yelled at. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I see a bag being fumbled and a fledgling league being destroyed. I see a bag being fumbled, and I also see a fledgling league, which now has a chance to stand on its own, which now has a chance to bring more asses in the seats. You know what the attendance was in Los Angeles when the Fever played the Los Angeles Sparks? It was a full house. 18,997. That's the capacity. A capacity crowd. When was the last time the Staples Center, aka Crypto.com Arena, had a capacity crowd for a Sparks game? You know what the crowd attendance was in Indianapolis, Indiana this past Saturday? 17,174. I'm in the process of looking up all the attendance figures from the Fever games that have been played so far, and I'm going to keep track of the attendance of the Fever games, home and road. I've been doing this since minute one, but the capacity crowd at Staples was 18,997, and there was not a seat to be had in the house. Not a seat to be had in the house. Adric with the $4.99. I'm here for this non-cash app account. Why don't I put the website on the screen? Maybe that'll work. Here, I'll put the link on the screen. Maybe y'all can donate that way as well. But no one wants Caitlin Clark around. At least the opponents don't. They have battered and bruised and bumped her around since she's come into the league, man. No one wants to call it out. No one wants to call out the fact that the hatred is real, that the jealousy is very real. Because you have a pure shooter who is finding out her game as a hybrid guard that is the leader of her team as a rookie. And she's got a target on her back. Oh, they're just, what's the word I'm looking for? Initiating her. Man, stop with the bullshit. Stop with the grade A homogenized Holstein bullshit. Initiation, my ass. From these two eyes, it looks like they're trying to hurt her. And then you put this on top of it. Really? Really? Then you put this on top of it. What else does she bring to the table? I even saw comments of I told you she's going to be trash. Okay, she's a rookie trying to figure out the WNBA game. It's going to be some growing pains. Diana Taurasi, you were right. She was going to experience some growing pains. Just a minute. I'll be back, folks. Stand by. Sorry about that, folks. I had to play doggy daddy for a few minutes and make sure my dog got out and ran around. Man, the WNBA has a golden goose, and they're about to lose it. They are about to lose it. Why? Because of stuff like this. Mr. Donnie Mack is in the house, and he says the WNBA better figure out the season for this rookie class before the new eyes start paying attention to the relationship drama on and off the court as well. Absolutely, because now you have new fans paying attention to the game. What? Yeah, that's right. They're paying attention to the game. They're paying attention to the action that's on the floor, which is what you want in the first place. Am I right? Which is what you want in the first place. You know how many people have bought WNBA tickets even before the season began? Yeah, hell, even before the preseason began. There's a website. There's the web link. I beg your pardon. So if anyone coming in can donate that way, that would be absolutely fabulous. I have a goal this week of $300 because I want to show Jody a good time with an opportunity that I have in Chicago, and I want to put some extra groceries in the house and some extra gas in both cars. I am fighting to work. All right, I am really fighting to work, but I need some help from you guys. So if you can help, That would be appreciated. But back to this. My question remains.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
That's exactly what they're doing right now. With hard fouls like this. Actually, this is not the foul, but Kennedy Carter basically shoulder blocking Caitlin Clark, calling her a bitch in the process. Tell me where that's acceptable. Tell me where that's acceptable in a league that is fighting for its life before they lose the best thing they've had since Lisa Leslie, the best thing they had since Candace Parker, the best thing they had since the first 4 championships belonging to the Houston Comets. Hold on. You want to go out, Winnie Pooh? There you go. You want to back up? No? Okay. Yeah. Oh, my kitty just went out. Okay. One of 3 cats that I have here. Back to business. Do you know how sad it would be if the WNBA were to lose Caitlin Clark before they realize its entire potential with this megastar player? And this megastar player is figuring it out. This megastar player is figuring it out. Has it translated into wins yet? No. Is it going to translate into wins? You better damn believe it. Here's the problem. There's something that's called patience that a lot of people don't have right now. If you can have patience with Michael Jordan and the Bulls while they were building their dynasty, why can't y'all have patience with this? And it seems like every time Caitlin Clark has a bad game, the chickens come out cackling about how bad her game is. What if she sees this and next time drops 30 on your head? They want to get her into, well, the best way I can put it is a pissing contest. That's the best way they want to put it. That's the only way I can put it. They want to get Caitlin Clark into the muck and have her respond the typical way the gynocracy would want her to respond, and she just ain't doing it. Kudos to CC for that. And she's right. That's not a basketball play. That wasn't a basketball play. There was evil intentions behind that foul. And then they wind. Ooh. I'm going to get off track here, but let me stay with this. Oh, gracious. This wound me up, man. This really wound me up. And it's winding up a lot of other people too that say they pay attention to women's basketball, which is a lie. Okay? Which is a lie. Because if you paid attention to women's basketball, you'd know your history. And Caitlin Clark is making some history. I'll show you in a minute. Caitlin Clark is making some history. Now, I want to bring something up that a friend of mine gave to me. And I want to concentrate on this quote right here. And that's because beside 3-point shooting, first of all, learn how to speak. What else does she bring to the table, man? How about this? Let me get rid of the minute here. How about this? She's 1-0 against you. She's played all of 10 games. Meanwhile, you've played Miss Kennedy Carter 58 games. She's averaging 16.9 points per game. You're averaging 12.6. So she's got you beat there. She's averaging 16, 5, and 5 plus a steal per game. You, Kennedy Carter, are averaging 12, 2, and 2, and not even a full steal per game. I'm just going to leave this here. So head to head, she's got you beat. Individually, she's got you beat. And you know the greatest part about it? She's going to get better. What the hell are you going to do to step up your game? You know, BGS said it. BGS said it. The one thing that Caitlin Clark is getting the players who really want to hoop to do is step their game up and get better. All I've seen right now is cattiness when it comes to Caitlin Clark. It's not all the teams that are involved. There have been some great games, but this right here, Kennedy Clark, do your history before you decide to come after the rookie. And because BGS was right, I got to play this in his honor. There. What does she bring to the table? A game that's being figured out by her. What does she bring to the table, you ask? Eyes on the game and asses in the seats. What does she bring to the table, you ask? Miss Clark? How about an opportunity? A big fat opportunity for the WNBA to not only survive, but thrive. And they're fucking it up. Royally. They are royally fucking it up. Let me answer your question one other way, Miss Kennedy Carter. What does Caitlin Clark bring to the table besides a deadly three-point shot, a game that's evolving, a game that's improving, teammates that are starting to catch on, and a league that is starting to catch fire? What does she bring, you ask? The most important thing that the WNBA needs to survive: money. I'll say it one more time. What does she bring to the table that you don't? Money. What does she bring to the league that you don't? Money. What does she bring to the table that a lot of other players and teams don't know how to bring? Money. Lots of money. The WNBA is sitting on $1 billion right now. If they learn how to protect Caitlin Clark and make sure that the other teams play fair when it comes to her. And that she holds things up too. How do you fuck that up? Allowing the hard fouls to continue to happen. And not say anything. I'll be one of the few that continues to call this out. And it's unfair. It's totally unfair for this to continue to happen. It's it's god awful, man. It's god awful. 10 games into the season, and we're seeing the gynocracy play out exactly the way they wanted to. Let me pose a question. What if Caitlin Clark leaves? Then what? Then what? Huh? I sometimes wish she had taken that $5 million from Ice Cube to play in his league. And he still would allow her to well he still would have I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Allowed her to play the full season. How are they fucking this up? Is it that simple? It's not rockets. It's not rocket science, man. You got a golden goose. You got to protect her. You have a star player now. Two of them, if Angel Reese ever decides to step her game up, and I'm calling it out. And Angel Reese wants to open her mouth and say it's not just because of one person. Newsflash, Angel. Yes, it is. You two are going to be joined at the hip forever, okay? Because of the two games you played in back-to-back years. One produced the championship. Yes. But Angel Reese, you got to step your game up, girl. Philip Redden in the house. What's up, Philip? And salute to you. Thanks for dropping in. Folks, do me a favor if you can contribute via Cash App, because there's a big thing I got planned for this weekend for my beautiful bride, and I want to make sure that it goes right. Anything you can do, that would be great. I will also be back tomorrow with another episode of this. But let's continue this. I'll focus on Angel Reese's comments tomorrow. I want to focus on this right here. What else does she bring to the what does she bring to the table? What you ain't bringing to the table, Miss Kennedy Carter. It's called money. Lots of it. It's called money. That's the bottom line. It's called money. Lots of it. And a lot more hanging in the balance. A lot more hanging in the balance. All because of one player. The same way that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the NBA in 1979. Jay Moore sent a Cash App. I got it. Thank you very much, Jay Moore. I appreciate it. The same way that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson saved the NBA in 1979 and Michael Jordan elevated it in 1984, it has a chance to happen right now. It has a chance to happen quickly. But two things need to happen. One, unfair shit like this has to quit. Unfair shit like this has to quit. That's one. You know what the second thing? You know what the second thing is? On the shoulders of Angel Reese, you got to improve your game. Now, I know you are a bully on the inside, and most of your points come from the inside. I get it. It's a contrast of styles. Caitlin Clark loves shooting from the outside, and Angel Reese gets her points on the inside. Angel Reese, you need a complete game to really compete. And I'm saying this from a basketball standpoint. I'm saying this from a basketball standpoint. Now, you had another double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds before you got booted out of your game. Like I said, let me not get off track. I'll save Angel Reese for tomorrow. And yes, I'm going to have an episode tomorrow. Must have an episode tomorrow to talk about Angel Reese. Matter of fact, I can tie Angel Reese into this. Jay Moore, you just asked a wonderful question. I'm going to go ahead and put this up, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Imagine if CC had a black boyfriend, what would the WNBA do to her? I'll tell you what they would do to her. They would excommunicate her in a blink of an eye. Because they're basically saying, how dare you be straight and have a boyfriend right now? And her boyfriend is speaking out. Oops. Like I said, and her boyfriend is speaking out. Oops. Man, and if she did have a black boyfriend, what would it do to the W? It would shake the WNBA down to its roots. Down to its roots. It would shake the WNBA down to its roots. Hell, the fact that she has a boyfriend and is proud of it is shaking the WNBA down to its roots. The fact that that has even occurred is shaking the WNBA down to its roots. Why, you ask? Because it ain't supposed to, because according to the hidden rules of the WNBA gynocracy, that ain't supposed to happen. To the hidden rules of the WNBA, that ain't supposed to happen. Well, it's happened. Jay Moore, one more time. Exactly my point. Plus, I think the black women players would try to end her even harder and quicker. And quicker. That's a great point. Because as much as people are trying to deny that this ain't about race, bullshit. They've made it about race. Forget the action on the floor. This has all been made about race. Let's take it there. What if it is all about race? Does it piss you off that a player that's a rookie has come in and learned the game, starting to learn the game, starting to learn everything that needs to happen, starting to learn all that needs to go on in the WNBA? And given the fact that she has a wonderful boyfriend that has been by her side for the past year to support her, yeah. This is about a player who has, unfortunately, since her appearance in the WNBA, been scrutinized. But this is also about a player who's figuring it out. This is also about a team that's figuring it out. This is also about a player who I guarantee you by the end of this season is going to be shutting her critics up by her performance and her team's performance on the floor. And crazy as this may sound, I'll give you, you know what, Jay Moore? You gave me a couple of great what ifs. Let me provide one of my own. What if the Indiana Fever turned it around and are competing for a playoff berth and the Chicago Sky are not? How about that? Then what would you say? Then what would you do? Caitlin Clark has come into the NBA with a bright smile and a very bright future, and the gynocracy is trying to ruin it before her rookie year completes. How unfair is that? Let me say it again. Let me say it again for those of y'all in the cheap seats at the old Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. No. Let me change that. Let me say this again for those of y'all in the cheap seats at the old Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California. From the Forum in Inglewood to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. It goes like this. Caitlin Clark has forced the players in the WNBA to step up their game. And the fact that she is heterosexual, that she has a wonderful boyfriend that has stood by her side and is now coming out and making comments against her, defending her, the gynocracy don't like it. The gynocracy is getting mad. The gynocracy is saying, how dare you disrupt what we built here? And by her play on the floor, pretty soon, Caitlin Clark is saying, oh yeah, take this. She's going, oh yeah, watch this. Caitlin Clark's going, oh yeah, watch us. Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA has had a sellout crowd for every game that she's played. And it's possible that it can spread to the rest of the teams if they learn how to play the damn game. You got somebody that's competing. You got somebody in the league now that wants to play ball. She doesn't care about looking good. She doesn't care. Well, she dresses impeccable anyway. She learned that at Iowa. Oops. Her coaches all through her life taught her how to present herself. Oops. Her parents, her father have taught her how to present herself. Oops. Mr. Shug, what's going on, my friend? Thanks for coming in. Caitlin Clark has already gotten the tools on how to present herself and how to play her game. Now she's about to really step up and show off. Oops. Did I say that aloud? Let me say it again. She's already got the tools, and her teammates are starting to help her out and put it together. Before you call for the coach's head, let her figure out where to place a shiny new toy in the lineup. The inconsistency of Caitlin Clark on the floor is going to stop very, very soon. And that scares him. That it could be a 30-point game every night for CC. That it could be a couple of 40-point nights. Mr. Shug, you just said it. This is the bag, and this is you fumbling it. One more time from Jay Moore. If she did get to the playoffs and win, the Taylor Swift / Miss Anne of basketball will be born, and her name will be Saint Goddess Pearl Clark. Damn right. You know how pissed off the gynocracy would be if she were to actually help this team make the playoffs? What? How dare you, Brian Snow, speak of that ill? Well, that ill may happen. And man, I am crossing my fingers for it. I am crossing my fingers for it to happen. Where's that damn bag? Hold on a minute. Where's that damn bag? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, y'all. Because I'm going to have to scoot here in a minute. My wife's on her way home. I got to make sure she's tended to. But I got more on this tomorrow. Now, let me illustrate something. Mr. Shug, thank you for saying this aloud. Oops. Oh, there we go. Now, dear WNBA, this is the bag. This is you fumbling it. Any questions? That's for you, Mr. Shug. I had to figure out the right button to push to get it right, but I got it. And let me show you the stats again between Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has played 10 games. 10. She's averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Kennedy Carter has played 58 games and is averaging 12 points, 2 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game. And you want to know, Miss Kennedy Carter, what Caitlin Clark brings to the table? Take a look at her numbers. Oh, by the way, she was voted in WNBA Rookie of the Month for the month of May. Oops. My guess is she's going to be voted Rookie of the Month every month. Go. The gynocracy is very, very, very real. And the scary part about it, it gets even realer every time Caitlin Clark steps on the floor. And I hate that. Why don't you girls just play basketball with her, please? Play hard, yes. But don't intentionally try to hurt people just because she ain't like you. That ain't fair. But then again, life never is fair. They are making me root for Clark now. I love the underdog story. She's very much the underdog. I have followed CC for 2 seasons now. 3 counting this one. She's very much the underdog story. She is very much the underdog. And unfortunately, they're treating her like one with the way they're treating her on the floor right now with all the bumps and bruises and everything. Red Pill Sleeper Cell is in the house with us. Salute to you. Thanks for dropping by. And folks, if you love what you are hearing, oops, wrong button, then do me a favor, make a little donation to our Cash App. That would help me and my family as I work to get back on my feet doing this. I got to tape an interview at 8 o'clock. And man, if I had the time, I'll have the time tomorrow. And I'm going to stick around a little bit longer talking about this, talking about Angel Reese and everything. But I wanted to get this in tonight and stay on schedule. Oh, what's up, Lewis? I wanted to get this in and stay on schedule. What if she figures it out and gets her team to the playoffs and the Chicago Sky don't get there? What happens then? Whoo! I'm almost afraid to ask the question. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. But in honor of Mr. Suge and to BGS and to everyone else, first of all, to the gynocracy of the WNBA, I have a question.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
Let me ask again.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
One more time for those of us in the cheap seats at the old Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
The question should be, how do they continue to fuck that up? How do they continue to fuck that up? Just seems to me like they can't help it, which is stupid. Like I said, and Mr. Suge reminded me, and I'm gonna keep doing this illustration until the problem is fixed. Dear WNBA, this is the bag. It has Caitlin Clark's name on it. This is you allowing the gynocracy to fumble the bag. Any questions? It better not be. On that note, I'm getting out of here. I got a interview to prepare for. I got a show to prepare for tomorrow. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll have another episode of that WNBA show. Take care, folks.